What are some of the most trickiest Scrum Master interview questions you will ever come across, and how would you answer them? Hello, happy Wednesday. If you did not watch part one on Monday, you want to go watch it. I'm going to put the link on the here. We focus on the first 5 tricky questions. And in that video, I promise to do the next 5 tricky questions today, Wednesday. And because you actually did keep your promise to like and drop a comment, that's why I'm reviewing this video today. So I also want you to like, drop a comment, subscribe, so that you can request for another video. But then I'm going to do something on Friday, right? On Friday, I want to do how you do daily stand-up. How will you do a daily stand-up in the middle of the spring or towards the end of the spring? How is it different from other daily stand-up? Many people don't understand that, but I'm going to do that also on Friday. So you want to check back on Friday to make sure that you are part of that video, right? Or you are part of the learning, not part of the video. Everything we do here is not just about doing video. It's about creating an opportunity for you to learn. So remember, subscribe, share, and drop a comment, right? And if you look at the description, there's always my number. So if you have any personal question, you can always reach out to me. Don't wait until when you've wasted 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, and then you know nothing, not what to do before getting back. All right, without wasting much time, let's get into our questions for today. Question number 1 for today is, what step do you take to facilitate continuous improvement within the Scrum team? Thank you very much, Mr. Interview, for that question. That's an interesting one. One of the main focus, the foundation of every institution that requires growth, it's leadership and continuous learning. Now, what I do, number one, I ensure cross-functional learning by creating knowledge sharing sessions. Every other 2 weeks, we come on board every Friday, and we have one of our team members. Most often I do it. We have one of our team members share one of the approach they've been working with that actually improve them. Now, it helps both not just the team to understand agile technique, but also other developers to learn from others. With this, we are continuously improving. Now, I also enforce communication and collaboration, especially offline, right? Most often, even prior to my retrospective, I create already a conference page where people start dropping some of the challenges, we start commenting on them, and we start interacting on them. That also helps us to continuously improve. And one of the things I also do for continuous improvement, it sounds very simple, but this is work really, really great for me. I always kind of do my weekend check, right? We have what we call the Friday daily stand-up. We also do like the Friday recommendation for weekend. I ask my team members to share what they're up to weekends, and then they do share, and people do learn from them, right? And people do learn from them. And then when they come back on Monday, I don't wait for the daily stand-up. I personally take down what they're doing and I check on them. So it improve that collaboration between me and them, and we get to really, really collaborate well. All right, so that is how I improve, but most importantly, creating opportunity for everyone to learn. Question number 2, how do you handle a situation where a team is consistently not meeting their sprint commitment? Now, this is very important. The reason why a team will not consistently meet their commitment, there are possible reasons, but then for me, what I do is that I observe what I think might be the problem. I take time to observe. Now, when I observe, I also ensure that I ask questions on most often. I just ask them question. Hey, I notice like we've kind of been back for most of our sprints. We're not been meeting back. Do you think you can figure out what's the problem? Do you think you have an idea what you think is the problem? Now, they are going to kind of give you from their perspective, right? I'm not assuming, even if I know that it's because estimation are not well and other stuff, I want to get it from their own perspective. The reason why I first of all get it from their own perspective, because it helped me now to evaluate a knowledge of what should be and what it is, right? When I know that gap, it helped me to figure out the right approach on how to help that team. Right. When I do that, most of the time, what I would do is that I encourage my team members to take just enough. Most often, situation when I've seen this, I've seen it come when they don't understand estimation or estimation is not participatory. So most cases, maybe the PO will just put in all the numbers on the story point and the team members pick it. When they pick it, they realize, oh, it was more than what they anticipated. Or in backlog refinement, we're just like, okay, it's a 2, it's a 3, it's a 4. And we're not having enough conversation to understand why we are saying it's a 2 or it's a 3, it's a 4. So when I've implemented this technique and really encourage my team members on the importance of retrospective and why they should have conversation about the story even when they know it, this has really been a big game changer, right? And sometimes what also happens is because the processes are not well defined, and which means that every stakeholder can send work to the team members, and this distract them from the focus of what they committed to. So when I look at all of these different possibilities, it helped me to be able now to take the right approach to help them. And most of this stuff, I discuss them during retrospective, and we can easily handle them. Question number 3, can you explain the difference between Agile and Scrum methodology? Agile and Scrum methodology. Now, this is a very tricky question. Why is it a tricky question? Agile, it's the mother, or let's say it's a mother to Scrum, like, I can put it that way. But then I can always say Agile is the umbrella, while Scrum, it's more like the handle, right? That support the umbrella. So when we talk about Agile methodology and Scrum methodology, Agile methodology focus mainly on the different framework. We can do Agile through Scrum, we can do Agile through Kanban, we can do Agile through Spotify, we can do Agile through SAFe. So those are like different frameworks. I will not say the methodology, but since they use the word methodology, I'm going to align to that. But when we talk about Scrum, Scrum methodology, we're definitely talking about how do we implement Scrum. We implement Scrum through events, right? So I always say that the difference between Agile and Scrum methodology, Agile focus more on the bigger view, on the mindset, and then it's segmented to Scrum, Kanban, less Spotify. Those are like a different framework or methodology. But when you come to Scrum, it's a part of the framework of Agile, and Scrum focus mainly on what? How to implement using event. But now the similarity within both Scrum and Agile, it's about what? It's customer-centric and incremental development. Customer-centric and incremental development. So that is the way I'm going to approach that question. Question number 4, how do you manage conflict within the team during the development process? Now, there are 2 things here. Within the team during the development process. Now, this is something we pay very close attention, because if we're having conflict during the development process, it has a very high potential to do what? To affect the business value. So the first thing which I'm going to note here, or which I'm going to call onto the attention of the interviewer, is that if we're having conflict during the development process, the high potential that we are not going to meet our business goal, or we're not going to meet our goal. So one thing I do is that I help my team to be able to understand that the reason we are all here is because of a business value, is because of the end result we want to deliver. So I help them now not to focus on the conflict, but then to show them how their actions will impact the overall result and what is going to be the impact to the business. Now, by helping everyone to understand the value and the reason why we are here, it helps them to dissociate from themselves. Why? Because conflict is different in ideology. Conflict is about serve. It's about, I think this is right and I think you're right. Now, when we separate it from ourselves and we focus on the business value, we are able to align. We are able to align and focus on the right thing. Right. So that is how I help my team to focus on delivering value during the development process and then to disengage themselves from conflict and help everyone focus on the result. All right. Before we go to question number 5, I definitely want to invite you to be part of our community of practice. If you're serious about getting your job, we meet from Monday through Saturday. It's everyday engagement. It's more like an institute, right? We've engaged on the practical aspect of Scrum, not just question and answer, which is what makes us really, really unique and is what your investment. And you might be asking, okay, I know I've joined other communities and they don't have time for me and other stuff. Now, the difference we create is that our community is not about people. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about a structure. It's about a system that engage you to learn, right? So we actually form what we call teams of teams, right? So you don't just come in and you're dropped in a bigger pool. You come in and you are able to be part of a Scrum team, and they are implementing Scrum from A to Z, right? We're doing daily stand-up every day. We're doing practical learning. We're doing question and answer. You're learning how to facilitate. You have a dedicated coach that is assigned to your team. And all of this is to help you do what? Put you to learn. So you're not somewhere that you think you have a question, you write someone to ask the question. No, you're somewhere you're doing it. You're somewhere you're turning lead to facilitate. It's more like you're engaged in a working environment. And that is what makes any Scrum Master that goes through our community become an outstanding and a performing Scrum Master in less than no time. If you're interested in being part of that community, reach out and then we are ready to walk you through the process. Now let's go to our last question for the day. Question number 5. What technique do you use to ensure the team remain focused and motivated through the project? Creating personal relationship. There's one simple thing that has worked for me to help my team stay motivated. Why? I try as much as possible to create an environment where everyone is motivated and encourage offline communication. Now, offline communication is one of the powerful tools that help the team to stay motivated. People are not just coming to work because I'm coming for a daily stand-up. We get to learn about each other personally. We get to support them. It become more like a family, right? That's what has helped me to stay my team motivated. People can freely talk about what they're going through. They can receive support from their peers and will really stay motivated and engaged. That is a powerful tool that help my team stay motivated. Now, if I give you another example, which is also something I've implemented, we try as much as possible to give every project a name, right? We say, oh, Project Macaroni, and we want everyone to put their goal on Project Macaroni and or what we were working on a data project for one of our clients, and we're like, oh, this is Project Macaroni. Now we call it Project Macaroni because we feel like, oh, this is an easy one to do compared with what we're doing. So it's like eating. So in the case where we feel like this is difficult, everyone is reminded, oh, look, we're working on Project Macaroni. This is not supposed to be difficult, right? And with that, and giving every project or every future a name, it helped my team to stay focused, to stay motivated, and to stay engaged. All right. 3 things I want you to do. If this was beneficial, don't leave without clicking the like button, drop a comment, and number 3, share it to someone. Let them know that we all engaged and invested in doing what? Giving you the best. And Friday, as I did promise, I'm going to drop a video on how will you facilitate a daily stand-up in the middle of the spring or by the last day of the spring. And I'll see you on Friday.